Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Shameless in Chicago. This is your host, Nin.
And I'm Luke.
And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about love languages.
Oh my God, I love Spanish.
Yeah, no, guys, I'm not kidding. I was like, let's record a podcast episode. He's like, what are we going to talk about? I was like, you know what? Let's talk about love languages and how I think they're stupid. And he was like, oh, I could definitely talk about that. And then he gets up and he's setting everything up. And what do you say to me?
I'm super excited to figure out why you have no reason to like Spanish, Romanian, Italian. What's wrong with you?
And I was like, no, we're not talking about romance languages. And he's like, what? And he's like, I have so much to say about love languages. And I was like, okay.
Because I love languages.
Exactly. And I didn't think that he actually thought of the actual like romance love languages. I didn't know, I know he likes languages. I know he's a language enthusiast, but not the love languages that we know, like physical touch or words of affirmation.
Tell me you've been single most of your life without telling me you've been single most of your life.
So with February being Love Month, as you guys can see from our background on YouTube, we have our beautiful love setup because I love love and I love February and I love Valentine's Day. So I figured let's talk about love languages.
Can I ask you one question before we get into that? Why do you love Valentine's Day so much if it's just a Hallmark day?
Okay, I know people say that, like, why do you love Valentine's Day? Okay, because I love love, okay? Jesus said, and in the Bible it says, the greatest of all things is love.
So you take one day out of 365?
No. I think it's the one day that people actually come together and appreciate the power of love. So much more is done when we love each other rather than when we hate each other. And so much beauty comes just from love.
Aw, that's so cheesy. I love it.
No, but I'm serious. Like, I love it. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's a holiday that kids can participate in and it makes it exciting for them. And they get to pack their little goodie bags and give it to their friends. And I remember like the bigger cars, you'd get like the small cars and then like the bigger cars.
The fun dips, the heart-shaped Jolly Rancher suckers, all that. Yeah, you know what? Valentine's Day is great for me, although I have a different association with it.
Okay.
It is my cousin's birthday, my oldest cousin, and I love her very much. So happy birthday, Christine. Happy Valentine's Day. But no, I love every day. I'll eat candy every day.
No, we know that. If you guys want to see his sweet tooth, head over to Almighty Airmain's channel, and we have that well documented.
Why did I edit that myself? I could have edited it out. Anyways, so, Nin, what's your love language?
Okay, guys. Let's talk about these love languages. So for those of you that don't know, love languages was this thing that was trending on Twitter and social media for quite some time. I think like last year or something. And I went into looking about it a little bit more, and it was actually founded by Dr. Gary Chapman, and he wrote a book about it. He is a counselor, he is a PhD, and he was a marriage counselor and pastor at his church. And he wrote this book initially in the 90s, and it started to gain traction. So the 5 love languages are words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. So Gary Chapman argues that most of us need all of these from our partner, except there's 2 of them that we really resonate with and the ones that we show the most. And so, yeah, I call bullshit.
Why do you call it bullshit? Because these do seem like some pretty standard, everyday relationship things. Do you think that it's too narrow of a spectrum? Or do you think that this is just a crock of horse shit?
Well, it's because, so on this website, it says, interestingly, Chapman focuses on the idea that we only have 1 or 2 fundamental love languages, with the others being of lesser importance and not things we will necessarily understand as signs of love. However, at some point, many people desire most or all of these things from their partners.
I definitely think acts of service and words of affirmation are what I need. That's a love language I respond the best to.
Yeah. So I was thinking about this words of, the 5 love languages. So I call bullshit because in my relationship currently, I'm like, I need gifts from you. Okay. You need to give me gifts. Like this is my love language is gifts. But then I reflected upon other relationships that I've had with other guys. And it was quality time. I always needed their time and they just wouldn't give me their time. And I was like, guys, I need time. Like, And then I realized that I also needed words of affirmation from them too. I was like, hello, tell me that you love me. Tell me that I'm the one for you. Like that type of thing. And in my relationship, I recognize that my partner gives me 90% of these. He gives me words of affirmation. He does acts of service. If I tell him to do something, he does it, and then he just does it for me. He gives me quality time. If he's not at work, he's with me. And physical touch. Like, he always gives me hugs and kisses and all that jazz. The one thing that he doesn't do is receiving gifts. So now all of a sudden I'm saying, my love language is receiving gifts. But it's not receiving gifts. It's the one thing that I'm not getting as much as the others.
I could certainly see how you would construe it that way. Not misconstrue, as you construe it that way.
Yeah.
But it sounds like what he's really talking about is how other people love. Their love languages, how they speak. Maybe gift giving isn't really in his repertoire, but that's what you want. So that's receiving gifts is your love language.
Yeah, but that's what it says. It says receiving gifts. It doesn't say giving gifts.
I've always heard that gift giving was a love language. Like,
yeah.
Because like I grew up with my father. My father always brought home flowers every Saturday for his wife. Mm-hmm. And it's still going to this day. He's a big gift giving person. That is his love language. He will hunt down for Christmas items all throughout the year. He's got all of the birthdays planned out and everything. He saves for people. Mm-hmm. So I think it's more of it's just how he rolls kind of deal.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Gift giving isn't one of these.
Huh. Well, I don't think he's right.
Like, you could probably categorize that as acts of service, but acts of service is different. Like, for example, my boyfriend, I was like, I don't have gas. And he's like, give me your keys and I'll go get you gas. Like, that's an act of service.
Yeah, I moved my boyfriend's car to the other side of the street when I had street cleaning.
And that's an act of service.
I complain about it, but I do it.
Okay.
If you're listening, I just want you to know I will still complain about it.
He will complain about anything and everything. So that's why I call bullshit on these, because it's not like you're really good at two of them. Like, for example, me, my words of affirmation, I call my boyfriend fat and ugly every day, but it comes from a place of love. And those of you who know that it's literally all jokes and all love. And then acts of service, like I make him dinner and I make you dinner as well because I love them.
And you also grab my chest and say you want to grab my titties and call me fat. So I guess... Where's the separation?
I don't know. Receiving gifts, like, yeah, I like to receive gifts, but like, who the hell doesn't?
Yeah, everyone likes to receive gifts. I feel like if you say your love language is receiving gifts, you're selfish. I only want things from you, and that's how I'll love you. No. We're done.
Well, that's not how it works.
Yeah, no.
And then quality time. Like, I give you quality time. I want quality time, And then physical touch. Like, hello. Yeah, sexual attraction should be in your relationship. Otherwise, it's just a friendship. So what are your thoughts?
Honestly, I'm still on Spanish.
Yeah, I knew he was going to say that.
I had geared my brain up to speak about actual languages, and now I'm thinking about my own languages and how I think my love language is one. I believe in love languages. I do. I don't think they're on that narrow list. I think love languages are a very specific thing to each and every single person, that there's not just 5 love languages that some white guy put out there. But I definitely think that I fail in my love languages all the time. I try to be a gift giver. As I say, gift giving is when I'll buy my boyfriend a Squishmallow once every week, and then for 3 months I'll go on and say, he doesn't need anything.
Yeah.
Or, my physical touch will go in and out sometimes. So I feel like I'm always really wonky on these because my brain can't stick to just one love language.
Yeah.
Like, we're ever growing people. So I think it'd be kind of weird to put yourself into a box.
Exactly. And I think it's so cringy when like I hear like YouTubers or podcasters or any influencer, like any person with a platform being like, well, my love languages. And it's like, shut up. You just want your partner to show you love in the way that you understand love is being shown to you.
Yeah. My love language is when you hit that subscribe button, baby.
Facts. Like, for example, as most people know that in Middle Eastern culture and in a lot of cultures, really, the way that people show love to you is by force feeding you.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Luke knows that so well in the Middle Eastern community and the Hispanic community. Like, everyone's like, eat. And like, as you guys saw in my big fat Greek wedding, it's always like, eat, eat. And that's how they show you love. That's not one of these on here.
No, and I definitely think the Great Depression's what ruined that in America, because no one feeds you like that when they're homegrown Americans.
You don't think so?
No, I go to a house, I come to your house, your family is foreign from, wherever, and I am fed until I can't breathe anymore. I go over to my boyfriend's house, they're from Mexico, and there's being food shoved down my throat that I've never even seen before in my entire life, but I'm going to eat it.
Yeah.
But, you go to someone else's house here, and you'd be like, oh, do you want a toast?
Yeah. Yeah.
Toast? You want some toast? Cereal?
No, seriously.
You want some eggs? I'll make you some eggs. That's where it gets like the money shot. Yeah, I'll make you eggs. That's how you know an American loves you. They'll cook. They'll make dishes.
Interesting.
It's the lazy people.
You know what? Let's just change it a little bit. Like, I hate when I go to like an American barbecue and they're like, how many hot dogs are you going to eat? I hate that so much.
Yeah, just make the food.
Just
for one.
cook. Yeah, literally. Take the freaking hot dogs.
Give people leftovers. If you want to potluck it with your brothers and sisters and have them bring more food.
Exactly.
Not
and
guests.
exactly. Like, and then, and don't be like, so how many burgers do you think you're going to eat? I don't know. I'm going to eat one now, and then I'm probably going to eat one in 5 minutes, and then maybe I'll have another one in 2 hours. As long as the food is there.
And what a scary question, because if I were to go to a restaurant and someone was to ask me how many burgers are you going to eat over the course of your time, I would say one. Right. But you're going to shove down 4 burgers and some brats during a barbecue?
Yeah.
Why are we like this?
Yeah.
But no, I big platter of food. My family parties have always been like that. We're just going to say we're just going to cook however much food there is. You're going to take some fucking food home if need be, and you're going to like it.
Yeah.
It's all going to be cooked medium well because some people don't like rare, but you're going to fucking like it.
Yeah, you're going to like it, and you're going to eat it. Like, for example, I went to a birthday party this weekend, and it was an Assyrian birthday party. And then, so I was talking to the host, and I was like, oh, okay. So, like, what is your plan? What is your idea? And she's like, well, we're going to have 6 people. And I was like, okay, yes. She's like, so I ordered a platter for 12. And I was like, that's double the amount of people that you're expecting to have over. And she was like, I'd rather there be so much food where people feel like they can pack on their plates and then there's going to be leftovers, rather than people only putting a little bit of food and still being hungry. And I was just like, I appreciate that. There was so much leftover food that I got 2, like, literal big to-go boxes, and Luke got to eat one of them.
I did. Let me tell you, people, this food was freaking amazing. The falafel was flavorful. It was not just a dry ball of falafel. The chicken was seasoned to perfection. The beef was tender, and the rice was made by Nen. It was all right. It was okay, but everything.
I didn't make the rice.
Oh, damn it. The rice was amazing. It was full of flavor. Oh, I need to be invited to more of those parties.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that like those who don't have give and those who have hoard. Like, let's be for real.
That's very true.
And so if you have time to give to your partner, give it to your partner. If you have these loving thoughts and feelings, give them to your partner. If you have extra money, maybe even $5, go buy your partner something small. It really doesn't have to be so big and exuberant.
And I'll call myself out here as well. Be kinder to your partner. I am so awful at admitting when I'm wrong.
Oh, okay.
No, I will. We just had a fight yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it out here because I was completely in the wrong, and for the entire day, I couldn't even bring myself to say, oh, I was wrong. I'm a little ashamed of myself. We had a fight. My boyfriend hates to be scared, and I like to scare him every time. I'm the youngest of 3 brothers. I'm gonna hide under your bed and scare you when you come back.
Yeah.
But so I scare him a lot. However, he's an army man. You should not scare your veterans. So we had a big fight about that, and it ruined our day because I could not admit that I was wrong, and I could not bring forward the I'm sorry. So if you gotta swallow your pride, bite the bullet, be kinder to your partner this Valentine's Day season, and be kinder to your partner for the rest of your lives, because that's your partner.
That's very true. But at least you came to the conclusion that, like, I was wrong.
I know, I still had to tell him that.
You haven't told him yet?
Don't come for me. I have the emotional intelligence of a starfish when it comes to myself.
No, guys, honestly, sometimes you're good at giving advice, but you're not good at taking your own advice.
Oh, I can't even read the own words I write.
Sounds about right. But kind of like the point of my podcast for today was, guys, please don't listen to everything you read or see on the internet. Don't constrict yourself to like a little box of what is my love language? My partner isn't giving me my love language. Maybe we should break up. No. It's not about your love language and how you receive love. It's about the way your partner shows love. And that is what is the most important. It's not about you. It's about the way your partner shows their love for you in the way that they understand.
In the way that they understand. In the way that they understand.
Let's pray to God that camera did not break.
I'm going to go check the cameras.
I think it's fine. So the way that I show love is I make food for people. I feed them, and I feed them a lot.
Oh my God, twice a week at least.
Yes, and because that is the way that my culture and that my family has taught me to show love, right?
The way that I show love, I've also learned from my family, is just to show up, to be supportive and, be around your people.
That's true.
My mother was always big on making memories, taking pictures. If I welcome you into a photo, it means I plan on having you in my life for a while because I'm going to look back on those memories. Mm-hmm. So I think the most basic love language I think I could have is just to be present.
Yeah.
Emotionally present.
Yes. But you're also physically present. Like, you're supportive of your friends.
I try, guys. Man, I'm never home. My cat misses me so much because I'm always trying to be out there for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
Exactly. You're very supportive of others. The way Luke shows love, for me personally, is that he does things when I ask him to. Like, I'm a helpless woman. Please help me.
My bag is so heavy. Oh, you know what? And then was the first person to do that. My bag is so heavy bullshit to me. High school, and it's never stopped. Homies, if your girl pal is saying her bag is heavy, it's not. She's testing you. She can carry that shit because she's been carrying around the weight of her entire life being a woman for her whole life.
I can do a lot of things on my own.
I've seen this woman basically build a house.
But if Luke or Armand are around, I am going to be like, ooh, I'm a little helpless woman.
And because that's how we do.
But like, that's how they show me they love me, is that they're like, oh, I got you. Don't worry about this. Like, even though they know I can, especially Luke, like, even though he knows I can and he's seen that I can, he still does it for me.
And one of the ways that Nin shows her love is that she'll actually open up with you, open up around you. You don't get this big, goofy personality just as a stranger. You get more of a warm, comforting person to come to when you first meet her. But as you get to know this girl and as she opens up to you, you're going to get the girl who grabs your man titties, who grabs your fat rolls, who's calling you names and stuff. But you don't get this unless it's a person who says, I love you behind all of these words.
Yeah, it's definitely filled with a lot of love. Otherwise, I wouldn't say half the things.
And it's brought a lot of smiles and laughter. So I think your love language is bringing the gift of laughter to people, bringing smiles to people.
That's probably true. Yeah, I think so. And I would love to hear your guys' love languages. Like, how do you show love? Like, apart from these 5 obscure, dumb, might I say,
narrow-minded
love languages that come from, just an ethnocentric white man. What are your guys' love languages? How do different cultures show love? I can think of one. My sister, her best friend is Indian.
Oh.
Yes. And the one way she shows my sister that, like, hey, I love you, you're my best friend, is she invites her to these Indian parties with her.
That's so cute. Cross-culture beauties coming out.
Yeah, exactly. And like, that's a way they show love, is like inviting you to their events and all that jazz. And even for me too, like, if I love you, like, I'm going to bring you to Assyrian parties and picnics and all that jazz.
Wedding invites coming soon.
Yeah. I think cultures and the way that they show love is not reflected in these 5 love languages. So don't beat yourself up over these love languages. Don't be like, oh my God, my partner's not showing me love in the way that these love languages say. Like, see where your partner is coming from or where they come from.
Yeah, and if that's an issue with you, then the best thing you can do is communicate that to your partner. I don't do that myself because I never take my own advice. But we all know that the best way to get your point across and get to somewhere that you want to be is if you actually talk about that with your partner, not with your friends, not with the internet, not with some stranger at the bar. Talk to your partner.
Yes. And that goes for everyone. Not only talking to your partner, but talk to your friend. If you have an issue with your friend, talk with your friend. Like Luke and I, we're best friends. We've had issues in the past, but we've talked about them. And anytime an issue arises, we have those uncomfortable conversations. But that's why we're able to do so much together, is because we know that if anything ever happens, we can have those conversations together. Like, I'm not going to run to my friends and he's not going to run to his. We're really going to put ourselves in this uncomfortable situation because we love and care about the friendship, and do the same for your relationships. Alrighty, everyone. Well, I hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day, a love day. My favorite day is the day after Valentine's Day because all candy is 50% off.
And we will be stocking the studio with Russell Stover hearts till the end of days.
No, literally, Target gets my money the day after Valentine's Day. So the real holiday is not February 14th, but it is February 15th. So we will see you guys all back here in the next episode. And until next time, everyone.
All right, everyone, join us next time where Nen flies down the halls of Target but can't find any chocolate because I've already stolen it.
Sounds about right with his sweet tooth. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and give us a 5-star rating wherever you're listening to this. And remember that you can also follow us on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you stream music and podcasts. Have a good night, everyone.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Bye.